Welcome students. In this video we are going to see how to log in into Tinkercad and create a new experiment. Here, to log in into this Tinkercad in a classroom, the student needs classroom code and nickname for the student. Both of these details will be provided by the class teacher. Once you got the both details, you have to click join in the home page and select student join a class. Here you will be asked the class code. Here you have to type it, and you have to give your nickname here. Already I have created a nickname, a dummy nickname for this demo. And I'm logging in through that account. So once we got into this Tinkercad login, you will see 3D designs in the left hand side. It is for 3D printing. The next one is circuits. To design the circuit, click create new circuit. Here in this window you will see this is the workspace. The blank space which we see is the workspace. Next to that is here the components list. In components list you can select basic components or all components. Although we have to move, copy, paste or drag and drop the components to the workspace, and we have to start doing the experiment. Here we have the list of components. I select all components, and you can see all the components, various different components like general components, inputs, output, devices like LEDs and breadboard, Arduino board, instruments like power supply, various analog ICs, digital ICs, all these things were available there. Now we are going to start with a breadboard. I take a small breadboard. I'm going to take two small breadboards so that one will be used for generating the input, second one will be used for the actual digital circuit. After this I need a proper power supply. So I take power supply from this and kept it over here. Next is I need a few LEDs for indication, one LED for output, two more LEDs for input. I'm going to check two input AND gate. I'm going to check two input OR gate. This two input gates we are going to verify today. So I have I'm going to make two different inputs and one output. These LEDs have to be connected through a resistor, so I take a resistor and place them in the circuit. Here, if you keep the cursor over the lead, it will tell it is an anode or cathode. In order to generate a proper digital logic, so I take this sliding switch, two sliding switch for generating two different inputs. And I think we have collected all the components we need. I will collect the IC also. Instead of searching like this, I will put the IC numbers 74000. We will take 7408, and gate we will take, and I place it in my breadboard. That's all about these components. Now we have to make the connections. Here in this breadboard, we know that this it has 4 parts. One, this is the second section, third, and fourth. This first and fourth, all the leads in this were connected horizontally, and mostly this is used for power supply purpose. And here this second and third section were used for circuit purpose. So we are going to give power supply for the entire circuit. So I take the negative and connect it to this negative of this piece, breadboard's bus. So positive also I have connected. This is this entire line is a negative. No, this entire line is positive. Same way I have to energize this. So I take the supply from this and connect it to this. Similarly, from here to the positive of the another end. This breadboard is now completely powered. So I move on to the next breadboard. I take this positive and connect to the positive here, so that all from here to here it is positive, and this also I am connecting here. So this side is done. If I want to take wires from this side, I have to make the power supply connection here also. So I make whether I use or not, I make all the connections for the power supply here. Now here, this is the output section, LED, and you can see this is a positive terminal, anode. I have to connect it to the output of the gate, and cathode I have to connect it to the ground of the entire circuit. So this way all the cathode of LEDs I am connecting it to ground, I have connected all the cathode of LEDs to the ground. Next here we have, let's first generate this input signal. This sliding switch, if this switch is slided left hand side, it will make connection between terminal 1 and common. If it is slided to the right hand side, it will make connection between terminal 2 and common. So common is the line we are going to take and use for our circuit. Now see here, what I have done is I have taken the common and connected to the LED's anode, and I have to take the positive and connect it to the terminal 1, negative of supply and connect it to the terminal 2. Now let's run the simulation. Now I think it is partially completed one, so now we can run the simulation and check so far my circuit is correct or not. You have to do it in part by part. Don't do the entire circuit in the whole, and uh, uh, you will be finding difficult to find the error where you are having, either in this virtual environment and also in the practical real hardware. When you are doing the experiment, you do step by step. First step is completed, so let me simulate it. See, once it is turned on, this LED glows because this the sliding switch is connecting this plus 5 volt and common. So from common I have connected the LED's anode, so this LED starts glowing. If I slide it to the other side, you have to click it, that's all. If you click, it turns on. Click it again, it turns off. So if you click, it turns off. It makes the connection between the ground and the common. So this way you can generate a logic one. So this if I take this common pin and connect it to my circuit, it can be used as a input. So now same way we will connect to the second switch. Terminal 1 is positive, terminal 2 is negative, and this common is given to the LED. So again verify the simulation. Turned off, turned off. And now from this you have to here this IC is a 14 pin IC. The IC number is 7408. If you keep the gives the pin definition or pin description. Here this is the first input of the first gate, that is A is first input, B is the second input, the 1 refers to the first gate. Input A of first gate, input B of first gate, and the output of first gate. So this output have to be connected. While simulation is running, I can't make connections. So now I have to connect this common and this. And this to the second input. I repeat what we did so far. Two switches for logic generation, and those were connected to the IC's input, and what this output circuit, LED circuit, is connected to the output of the logic gate. And now we have to, very important one, most of the time we forget that we have not powered this IC. So we have to power this. This pin is the power, that is VCC. We have to connect it to the positive of the supply, and this one is the ground. We have to connect it to the negative of the supply. And that's all. Our design of the circuit is done. We can go for simulation. Start simulation. And now you can different level for different combination of inputs. So if it is both are 0 0, output is 0, 0 1, the output is 0, 1 0 also it is 0, 1 1, the output is 1. That's all with this experiment.